Welcome to day 38 of How to Automate Your Law Firm in 90 Days. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. We are continuing to build on our voice agent. In this video, I will be showing how you can automate booking appointments using N8N. Let's dive in. Let's get started. Before I start building on the agent, one thing that I wanted to show is some of these statistics from Clio. It's the Legal Trends Report about how law firms are failing the market and themselves. I want to scroll down, and what I want to do is just show you the power of having a voice agent and also being able to automate booking appointments. One of the things that is mentioned in this report is that nearly half of law firms aren't answering their phones. And yes, as attorneys, as law firms, you are busy. But what if you had a voice agent that was able to not only answer the calls, but give general information about your law firm and also book appointments? That would be a game changer. That is what I will show you in this video. So let me click down on that. And here we are in Vapi. Now, in the first video, that of this series, and I will link that up top. What I did was show how I created the ABC Law Firm receptionist. Okay, this is our voice agent. So if you want to take a look at that first, go ahead, but make sure you come on back. One of the things that we need to do in order to make the automation work in N8N is we need to set up a tool. Now, I do already have the tool set up, but I am going to go over it with you step by step. And one of the things that I want to say is in this series, as opposed to having a long video, what I'm going to do is just break everything up. So in this video, I will be talking about how to book appointments. In the next video, I will show how you can set up where your voice agent has the capability of modifying or changing appointment dates. And then the one after that, I'm canceling appointments. And the reason that I want to do it that way is so the video won't be so long, but also so that I don't feel like I have to rush and hurry up to show you, just because I know our attention span can be short in this microwave age, in this AI age, but be able to show you step by step that yes, you can do it. And hopefully, as I show these videos, you are able to build your confidence to say, I can make that too. Okay. So the tool that we will be using is book appointment. Now, one of the things that I want to do is I want to go back to the assistant, and I'm going to scroll down and show you where I call out this tool. So give me just a second. Okay, here we go. Here, booking appointments. So basically, in the prompt that I gave the voice agent, one of the things that I pointed out is after finding out what the caller is trying to find out, or what the reason, my apologies, the reason for their call, if they want to move forward in scheduling an appointment, awesome. Let's book an appointment, okay? And here you see that we say use the book appointment tool to schedule an appointment. So here our agent will know that if the caller says something about booking an appointment, or we ask, would you like to book an appointment? And the caller says yes, then we're going to book an appointment. And you see right here, we have canceling appointments, modifying and changing appointments. Like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, those are going to be separate videos just because if you're a non-technical person, or if not, just being able to work with these different types of applications, I want to move slow enough so that you will be able to listen, understand, but also grasp and comprehend what is going on so that you can build it as well. So let's go back to tools. Again, this is the book appointment tool. So all I did after I got of assistance, I clicked on tools and what I did was create tool. And you see right here, I chose function. Okay. The tool name, book appointment. One thing that is very important is whatever you name the tool in when you have your prompt, make sure it is exact whatever whenever you're creating tools. Okay. And that's something that I did talk about as I created the legal assistant agent. If you haven't saw those, I think I need to create a series for those as well and put a playlist. I meant put a playlist for it. But I talk about whenever you're using tools, make sure it is exact. You name it, whatever you make the tool name. If you're using an agent or what have you, make sure you make the name exactly the same. Okay. So for our description, I put books the caller's requested date and time for an appointment. And I think this said it was optional. I can't remember, but we will be. I'll show you when we go over it for the modify and update appointments as well. But it's good, even if it's optional. Go ahead and fill in that information because the more information that you give the agent, the better the output will be. Okay. For options for async and strict, I did not change anything. This is was turned off by default. There's nothing that I changed here. Okay. Now moving to parameters, this is something that I did add in. So all I did was I clicked add property and you see right here it comes down to the bottom and what you do is you put in the name of the property, you tell the type, and also give a description. You see how it says property description optional? Go ahead and put in some information and you check whether or not that information is required. And if you click it's required, it's usually we're used to it having a red star or some type of star. If there's something we're filling out or completing that is required, it usually has a star. Okay, so we're familiar with that. So let me cancel this and I'm going to go in. Can I go in? I'm going to click edit so you can see what I put. So if you notice that I have name, date, time, phone number, email address, all of these are strings. Okay. And I'll click in and you can see pretty simple the description, name of person, scheduling the appointment. Nothing too crazy, just something to help again guide the agent. Here I have date time, and the reason whenever you are creating parameters, you can't use spaces, okay? So because I have two words, what I'm doing is using an underscore to show that, that I have more than one word. So I put, this is the date and time, but instead of putting and, I just put date, time. Same thing for phone number. Phone number of person scheduling the appointment. And after you fill it out, all you do is click apply. And same thing for email address. Okay. Now, server settings. Here is where we use N8N and the magic happens. That's what I was excited and ready to say. Here's where the magic happens. So when you go in to create your tool, this will not be here. Okay, so let me take it out. This is what it'll look like. Okay, so in order to get the webhook that you need, what you're going to do is go to N8N and here, yes, I already have it set up and we'll go step by step. No worries. I'm going to click on the webhook. And if you're asking, well, how do I get that? let me click on here. Here, it's a trigger. And remember, the trigger is the what? Party starter. Okay. When I go to webhook, this is where this is the one that I choose, starts the workflow when a webhook is called. And what we're doing at Vapi, we're going to call a webhook. Okay. Oh, and I need to change the name of it too. So let me get out of that. So let's look in here. So in our webhook, when you first come in, it will be by default on test URL. However, it'll say get instead of post. So all I did was where you see HTTP method, it'll look like this. Okay, it'll say get by default, but what we need is post. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. You see URL is copied, or you can just copy the webhook, copy, and I'm going to paste it in my tool. Okay, and that is how I got my webhook from N8N. Scrolling down, there's nothing that I put here, secret token, timeout. There's nothing else that I put in here. So right now, and let me click save. And then I'm going to go back to the assistant and I'm going to click publish. And publish is the same thing as save. And the reason that I did that is if any type of changes are made, I just by habit, and sometimes I do forget, I want to make sure that I save it because for Vapi, like if we make a change in here and we go out of it and then come back, oh, and let me show you, for instance. If I put this as a test, and I'm just putting this as a test, but we could put something else. And let's say I don't click publish, right? And I go to tools and, I'm doing something with tools. And then I come back to assistance. You see, it just says and I'm surprised it had this part. Usually it doesn't save anything because I did not click publish. So it's always good just to click save or publish in this example whenever you are making changes, updates, anything like that. So now let's go to N8N. Okay, so here is our webhook. Again, we are choosing post as our HTTP method, and we grabbed our webhook URL and we put it in Vapi. Great. There's nothing that I changed with the path. For the respond, it'll be, I can't remember. I think it'll say when last note finishes. I just can't remember for sure. But what we do need to choose is using respond to webhook node. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to test this out because we want to grab some information so that we can continue on with our workflow. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, and I'm going to move closer to the computer because it seemed like when I was testing it before, I don't know if maybe it couldn't hear me really well or something like that. And you know what? I'm going to stop this video and then I'm going to continue because one thing that I remember that I did not do is be able to share the audio on my computer. And I want you to be able to hear the agent. So I'm going to stop this video right quick and then I'm going to start another one to make sure you're able to hear the audio, to hear the voice agent. I will be right back. Okay, so now, as I was mentioning, what I'm going to do is I am going to test out to make sure that our webhook connected correctly. Okay, so in order to do that, what I'm going to do is click listen for test event, and then I'm going to go to Vapi for my voice agent.
Hello, thank you for calling ABC Law Firm. My name is Rachel. May I ask who I'm speaking with? How can I assist you today?
Yes, hi Rachel. My name is Patricia Jenkins, and I was calling to see if I could schedule an appointment with an attorney. I was in a car accident and wanted to talk to someone.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Patricia. I'm so sorry to hear about your accident. I know this can be a difficult time, but you're in good hands with ABC Law Firm. We have extensive experience in handling car accident claims, gathering evidence, negotiating with insurance companies, and ensuring our clients receive fair compensation. Would you like to schedule an appointment with one of our attorneys to discuss your case further?
Yes,
Great. Let's get started with scheduling your appointment. Could you please spell your first and last name for me to ensure I have it correct?
yes. My first name is spelled Patricia. Last name Jenkins, Jenkins.
Thank you, Patricia. Next, could you please provide your email address and spell it out for me to make sure it's entered correctly?
Yes, it is pat.jenkins at example.com.
Got it, Patricia. Thank you. Lastly, could you share the best phone number to reach you?
Yes, it is 212 five five
It looks like.
five 2000.
Thank you for providing that, Patricia. Now let's find a suitable time for your appointment. Our available slots are between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Do you have a preferred date and time in mind?
Do you have any? So it
It seems
stopped here. Let me stop it. Hold
that's
on
okay.
1 second. Hold on. Let me stop her. Because it stopped, you see, it stopped the event and it wasn't supposed to. So I don't have any data right here. Let me try again. And let me turn my volume up just to make sure because it wasn't supposed to stop. It was supposed to continue on so that I could give the information. So let's try it again.
Thank you for calling ABC Law Firm. My name is Rachel. May I ask who I'm speaking with? How can I assist you today?
Yes, hi Rachel. My name is Pat Jenkins.
It's nice to meet you, Pat. How can I assist you today?
Yes, I was calling to see if I could schedule an appointment with an attorney. I was in a car accident. A car hit me in the back and I had to go to the hospital.
I'm really sorry to hear about your accident, Pat. Experiencing something like that is difficult, but you're in the right place. Here at ABC Law Firm, we specialize in handling car accident claims. We can help gather the necessary evidence, negotiate with insurance companies, and pursue fair compensation for your injuries and expenses. Let's go ahead and schedule a consultation for you. Could you please spell your first and last name for me to ensure I have it correctly?
Yes, it is PAT, last name Jenkins, Jenkins.
Thank you, Pat Jenkins. Now, could you please provide your email address and spell it out for accuracy?
pat.jenkins at example.com.
Thank you, Pat. And what's the best phone number for us to reach you?
217-555-1212.
Great, thank you. Let's find a suitable time for your consultation. Our appointments are available from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. Is there a specific day and time that works best for you?
Do you have an availability for Thursday at 2 p.m.?
Just a sec.
There we go.
Sorry, a few more seconds.
Okay. So that is the information that I needed. And I probably was talking too slow. And then was like, girl, come on. Give me the information I need. So, first of all, don't let this information scare you. It is good information. This is great news because it's no code. NAN is no code. You could have low code too, but we will be using no code. So all of this information is what was grabbed from the webhook that we need to continue on with our workflow. Okay. So let's go back to Canvas. And what I did was I added on an AI agent. In order to do that, and I've showed this in a couple of my videos, but if this is your first time or second time, welcome. In order to get an AI agent, what I need to do is click on the plus sign, but I wouldn't have to click on the plus sign. All I needed to do is just click here and it would pop up, but I'll show you here is where you'll find it. And I would choose advanced AI agent and then AI agent. It's a tools agent. Okay. That is how you get the AI agent. So let's click in here. Oh, and and there's something that I want to mention. And also there's one more thing I want to do. Um, Whenever you're using, if you have information in the output so that I won't have to keep testing it, a good thing that N8N has is where you can pin that data. Basically, it means that all of this data will remain here and I can use it just in case there's an error or something like that. Instead of me having to start all over, all I don't have to do anything because the information, the output is pinned for me to use. Whenever I had this agent, when I chose AI agent, there was nothing on it. These weren't on it. The chat model, the tools, the response to webhook was not there. I had to put add it on, and I'll show you how. And I just wanted to mention that just so you're going along, you're like, Shay, girl, mine didn't have that. It just showed the AI agent. Okay. So, first of all, you see the input. This is the information we received from the webhook. For our agent, it is a tools agent. By default, it says tools agent. Okay. For the source, uh, by default, it'll say connected chat trigger node. And all I did was choose define below because we're not using a chat if you can think of a chat, like whenever you have a chat box using Chat GPT or Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, anything like that, that's a chat trigger. We're using define below. Okay. So what I did was in the text part, I changed it from fixed to expression. And it says the details of the requested appointment are. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and I will show you how I did this. Okay. All right. So again, it's in fixed expression, and I type the details of the requested appointment are. Over here, all of this header information we really don't need. So I'm going to close that. But what I do need is the information from the body. And this is what I put here. So the details of the requested appointment are. And what you can do in order for you to make it easy so it's not crammed, and I'll show you what I did. Right here on the right hand side, there's an arrow, and all I did was click it, so it just makes the area, and I can't think of what I want to say instead of area. It makes this area larger so that I could just drag and drop. Okay, so let me close headers again. And what I want for the details of the requested appointment, I want to put Pat's name, and you see it's showing in JSON, but right here over here you're seeing the results. Okay, I want to put the name, the date and time of the appointment. Let me go up some. The date and time of the appointment, phone number, email address. Okay, so that we will have that information. Okay. Once you've put that information in, all you have to do is X out. and it brings you back here. Also, I have a system message. Now, for the system message, unfortunately, it doesn't have the arrow where I can just open it up a little bit more, but I'll just go through it. For the overview, I'm just saying you are a helpful assistant that can look up availability and book. I need to put appointments, okay? For the tools we're going to use for right now, calendar availability tool, you'll see that in just a second, and book calendar tool, okay? The rules, you must check availability first before booking an appointment. If the appointment is not available, get the next three closest appointments and output. The requested time is unavailable. These times, oh, are unavailable. Oh, these times are available to meet with an attorney. And then I'm asking it to list the three closest times. These times are available. Okay. And then I'm asking it to list look at the calendar to list the three closest times that it can give so that the caller can choose. Okay. If the appointment is available, book the requested appointment and output the appointment has been booked. All appointments are 30 minutes in length. And I put that just so that it won't automatically, by default, whenever you're scheduling appointments, it may default to an hour, but we're trying to see as many clients as we can. Okay. So, and it'll only take 30 minutes. So that's why I put it as 30 minutes in length. And that is all I need for my system message. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this step. The appointment has been booked. You can view it here, and it's just giving this. And the reason it's just giving this is because we need to move to the next step. Okay, so go back to the canvas. That is what I wanted to say. Going back to the canvas, what we're going to do is next we're going to set up our tools. The first one we're going to set up is book appointment. Let me save. Now, in order to book an appointment, what we have to do is, and it doesn't say book appointment, I think it says Google Calendar. And here I'll show you, save. Okay, let me go back to the canvas. Oh, that is not where I meant to do. Okay, back to canvas. All right, so, and let me change this, y'all, because it is bothering me. Scheduling agent. Okay. All right. So these one here, as I mentioned before, what I did was where it says tool, and let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. It has a plus sign. All I did was click this and I typed in Google Calendar. Okay. And here is the Google Calendar tool. So clicking in this first one, book appointment, by default, it says Google Calendar. And what I did was I clicked the pencil and I changed it to book appointment just so that I can keep my notes organized as much as possible. Okay. You have to enter in your credentials to connect to your Google Calendar. And here I have my Google Calendar that I will be using. So let me go back. And you have to go in and you have to create new credentials. Okay. And I mentioned it before. If you have questions about how to connect Google, because Google, you have to go to Google Cloud Platform. Then there's some things that you have to do. I am more than happy to do a walkthrough. Okay. The tool description set automatically, I left that there. The resource is event, operation, create. All of that information was already there. Now, for the calendar, there was nothing there. All I had to do was drop down and I chose my email address. Okay. So let me, for the start and end date, there was this wasn't here. All I did was I clicked on the star, and what the star does is it allows the model to choose to start um, to use whatever we put in. It'll use that start date and time, and it'll put in automatically 30 minutes because we told it, hey, we just want to have 30-minute, we want to have 30-minute appointments. Okay. So for the description, what I did for the description, and hold on, let me go back. Test up. Okay. Now let me go to book appointment. Okay. So here in the input, you see the start and the end time are there. It had more information. I'm not sure why it's not showing it, because you see Pat Jenkins is over here, but on the input side, what it did, it had a list of information for me to put the name, the phone number, kind of the same thing where I was dragging and dropping like I did before. It's the same thing that I did here. I'm just not sure why it's not showing the input information. All it's showing is the start and end time, which I'm not sure why, because on the output, it's showing all of the information, which is interesting. Okay. And also for the summary, in order, oh, my apologies. So this is in the additional field section. In order to get that, what I did was add field, and then you can choose, and I chose description, which is not, I can't choose it anymore because I have it here. And I chose summary. And for the summary, I put client intake appointment with, and then I drug, and you see it says name. So if this is JSON, and even if you can't really understand everything that it's saying, look at the end. So you see that it has the name, the phone number, and the email address. And here, that was for the description. And then for summary, it has client intake appointment with, and I am putting the person's name. And you see here, Pat Jenkins. Oh, right down here. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Let me see. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So you see, and it's showing it, it's grabbing it. That's why I can't understand why it's not over here, but it's showing Pat Jenkins. It has her phone number and the email address that I gave, and it's showing the example. And then for the summary, the same thing, client intake appointment with Pat Jenkins. Okay. So that's our book appointment. And then I also added the calendar. Let me scoot this over. I added the calendar availability because what we wanted to do is look at our calendar to see if that time is available. And the same thing, I had to give my credentials, my Google Calendar credentials. I didn't change this. I did change this because you remember in the last one, for creating an event, the resource was event. Well, here we have calendar because we want it to check availability. Here you see the again the drop down list. I chose my email address, and for the start time, I dragged it over here. And the only reason that I don't want to show it, which I'm not sure what's going on, but we're gonna test it. I think I'll give a step by step for the cancel appointment because, and my apologies if this is confusing. In order for me to get the demonstration, I wanted to show you how I was able to drag and drop things, but all of the all of the output didn't carry over for me to show you how to do that. But for the next video, I will just build it out step by step so that you can see it. Okay. So I did drag and drop the date time that they were requesting an appointment. And for the end time, I just chose the little stars kind of like on this side. They were right here too, so that we could automatically put the end time, which we said is what? 30 minutes. Okay. And so you see the responses said it's true, it's available. The last thing we have is respond to webhook. Okay. And see, you see the information is over here. This is how it should be for the other areas that we were just in. I don't know. Don't ask me. Okay. So I got the response body one, respond to webhook. Let me go back to the canvas. All I did was I clicked so that I could add a node. These are nodes. And all I did was click, choose webhook, and I chose respond to webhook. Okay. That is how we are here. So clicking in here, respond with, and the answer is, we're not the answer. We are going to choose JSON. I can't remember what the default was, but we do need to choose JSON. Now, the response body. What I need to do is I am going to go to Vapi documentation so that we can see how we can get the documents we need from Vapi. Okay. So let me bring this over here. Okay. So Vapi, I'm going into Vapi documentation. Let me see if I could, if I can show you how to get that from the main screen. Because all I did was Google Vapi documentation and it came up quickest way for me to do that. It's taking a little while to, because I tried to make it go to the main screen. Okay, I don't know what it's doing. So I'm going to choose documentation and I'm going to scroll down and I am going to tools. You see it says getting started, build, and we need tools. Okay. And remember, and I'm going to go back to Vapi so that you can see, we created a custom tool. Okay. This is a custom tool. So going back to the documentation, I am going to scroll all the way down. Oh, hold on. Oh, I didn't choose custom tools. My apologies. All right, custom tools. And I'm going to scroll all the way down because I was like, where is the information I need? All right, scrolling down. And the information that I need is server response format, providing results and context. Okay. When your Vapi assistant calls a tool, your server will receive an HTTP request. So all I did was I copied this information in and I went back to N8N. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I am going to take this out. Okay, so this is what it'll look like. I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to paste it because I've already copied it. So the first thing that I need is tool call ID. The X and the Y, they're just placeholders. We need to put something there. Okay. Let me start with output because that's the easiest. So for the result for Y, here, I need to get my output and I'm going to drag and drop it. Make sure you are in between the parentheses. And you see it says the appointment has been booked for Pat Jenkins on March 20th, 2025, 2 p.m. to 2:30. Let me see. It's not there yet. I haven't tested it. All right. That's that. So then also the tool call ID. Okay. So let me again compress the headers, and I am looking for tool call ID. Here's tool calls. Here's ID. Okay. And they try to make it sometimes because you didn't know to put output for results. But I'm going to take my ID and I am going to put it in between the parentheses, and then that's it. Okay. And that is how you put in the information for your for the respond to webhook test step. Okay, the appointment has been booked for Pat Jenkins on March 20th, 2025 from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. From 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Great. So everything is going good. Now, what we're going to do, let me stop it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go live. Ooh, okay. In order to do that, I'm going to go to my webhook. And instead of it being a test URL, we're going to get the production URL. Okay. So you see test URL. I don't need that one. That's the one we were using, production URL. So I'm going to copy the production URL. You see it says URL copy, or if you feel better, just to copy it and paste it. Now I need to go back to Vapi. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to take this server URL and I'm going to put it. Oh, and you know what? Let me show you guys. You see, it says webhook test. I'm going to show you the different from the one for production. So that was the one we're taking out. And now we're going to paste in the other one. You see, it doesn't say test. So this is the production URL. We're going to save it. And I'm going to go to my assistant and save to, because I just want to be double saved. All right, so that's that. I'm going to unpin the data. I'm going to go back to my canvas. I just want to, I'm going to save it, and then I am going to make it active. So let's try and see if you see it's active. You can now make calls to your production webhook URL. Got it. Okay. Now let's go and let's test this out.
Hello, thank you for calling ABC Law Firm. My name is Rachel. May I ask who I'm speaking with? How can I assist you today?
Yes. Hi, Rachel. My name is Sarah Clements.
Hi, Sarah. It's nice to meet you. How can I assist you today?
Yes, I would like to see if I could schedule an appointment with an attorney. I work in a warehouse and I slipped on something slick on the floor, and when I fell, I broke my arm, and I wanted to talk to an attorney to see if they could take my case.
Sarah, I'm so sorry to hear about your fall and your injury. That sounds painful and frustrating. You're absolutely doing the right thing by reaching out. ABC Law Firm has extensive experience with slip and fall cases, including those that happen in the workplace. We can help prove liability and work to recover damages for your medical bills, lost wages, and more. Let's make sure you can speak with an attorney about your situation. When would be a good date and time for you to meet with one of our legal experts? Meetings are available from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time.
I wanted to see if I could schedule an appointment for Tuesday the 25th at 3:30.
Let me check the availability for Tuesday, March 25th at 3:30 p.m. Before we proceed, can I have your phone number and email address to send the appointment confirmation? Please
Ye-
spell them out to ensure.
Yes, my
Great. Let's
phone number is 712-555-1212, and my email address is s.clements@yahoo.com.
Thank you, Sarah. Let me confirm your contact details. Phone number 712-555-1212 and email s.clements@yahoo.com. Let me quickly check the availability for your requested date and time. This'll just take a sec. Your appointment is confirmed for Tuesday, March 25th at 3:30 p.m. You will receive a confirmation email with all the details. Our attorney will review your case and discuss the next steps during the consultation. If you have any other questions or need further assistance before the appointment, feel free to reach out. Take care, and we look forward to speaking with you soon, Sarah.
Thank you. Have a great day. So we can see that we were able to client intake appointment with Sarah Clements. And here is the description information. Remember, I put the name, the phone number, and the email address. This is that information that I had in that note. I said Tuesday, 3:30. Remember, it's only in 30-minute increments. And yes, our booking appointments is working. Okay, awesome. If you have any questions about AI agents, AI automation, I will have a link in the description box where you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. Have a great day.